Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac Community Remix. Cellar Part 1. The music's blaring over the speakers. I'm excited. I just came off of a very, very powerful vanilla Isaac run, but sorry I had a little bit of mouth flatulence there. That's probably the grossest way to refer to a burp of all time, but in any case, yeah, I'm excited. I wouldn't necessarily say I prefer Community Remix, but there's things that make me excited about Community Remix, which, if nothing else, just prove that I'm a total dweeb when it comes to Isaac, because I'm like, I don't have to take the Polaroid with me, now the Polaroid's a passive item and I can fight Satan instead of Isaac, this is the best day ever. But I'm excited about that, because, you know, there are some things I prefer about vanilla Isaac, mostly, I can't believe I took dumb damn it. Well, I can believe it, but anyway, mostly that I have such familiarity with it that I feel like it's, you know, I'm kind of like looking inside the Matrix at some points and can figure out my best ideal course of action, whereas in Community Remix there's a little bit more unfamiliarity, a little bit more, you know, novelty, which is kind of, it's a good thing, but at the same time, there's things I prefer about Community Remix as well, like the possibility to fight Satan, as well as these new items, some of which I haven't seen, and transformations, which I think I have seen all of the transformations at this point, but I'll probably wait for that bomb to go off. Yeah, I have seen all transformations at this point, but although I thought there might have been a new one added in the new version. Anyway, we'll figure it out as time goes on. Now, here's the real question. Sister Maggie's not worth picking up, but it's possible that actually, it's fairly likely that we won't have a chance to re-roll something else if we re-roll Sister Maggie. So I think we'll end up, yeah, so that was exactly correct. We'll end up going through with our boss fight here, and if we don't need to re-roll the boss item, then we'll re-roll Sister Maggie, and if we do need to re-roll the boss item, then we won't re-roll Sister Maggie. But for now, back to full health, I suppose. How exciting. Move on to the next room, fight the Widow. Black Widow, it's, you know, one of the few champion names that makes sense when kind of strung end-to-end like that. I can't believe I didn't get hit there, but that's okay. HP seems a little weaker. I don't really mind if we take damage here. What would my ideal payout here be? You know, I can't really complain, or I wouldn't be able to really complain about getting something like HP, or even just a Tears upgrade. But if I had to choose, like, my ideal item right now, might be Squeezy, honestly. Why Squeezy? Tears upgrade for a little bit of extra DPS, plus the Spirit Hearts to protect me so I can have a very good chance to get a deal with the devil on the next floor. Now, we did get half of a Spirit Heart. That's honestly a good start, and possibly enough for us to avoid taking red heart damage, at least until we kill the boss on the next floor. Although it's not necessarily super encouraging that, you know, I didn't play amazingly towards the end of this floor, but that's okay. We have a half Spirit Art protecting us. Do we re-roll Sister Maggie? I think we do, and if we end up losing out on the item, it's not that big of a deal. So we end up losing out on the item. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Let's use Doctor's Remote to look for the secret room. And no such luck. That's okay. So we missed out on Sister Maggie, but life goes on. The most important thing for us, for sure, is to get a deal with the devil on the next floor. And this half Spirit Heart gives us a little bit of a means to protect ourselves. No keys. Disappointing, but easy kill there, and hopefully our boss fight will be quickly approaching. As long as, ooh, we just handle that, that's good. Doesn't look like our shop is going to be very likely to be come across for us here. The Book of Sin gives us a red heart that we can't really use. A little bit of a disappointing payout. I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately, but it's important to keep things in perspective and say, you know, we have 1 extra HP than we started with, and the shot speed upgrade, but not a huge negative there. So we are in a better position than we used to be, and this floor is really where things start to get real, if that makes sense. I prefer Goathoof to Child's Heart. I think Child's Heart is like a C rank trinket, which is not very good in my book. Scapular is an acceptable item for us to take. I think it's pretty good, even if it sometimes does cause me to get weird, you know, gambling D-synergies that end up being kind of deleterious for me. That's okay. Alright, getting a little bit of money here. There's a little bit of fire I haven't shot yet, so I'll be... Oh, that was so dumb. The fact that I took damage there was a really... I mean, it wasn't an idiotic decision. I didn't choose to take damage. That being said, my movements, you know, were conscious there, and that was a very poor play on my part. Let's get one more room done here. We got a little bit of a, you know, decision to make. If we go fight one more room, we'll have a reroll for a deal with the devil. But it gives us an increased risk of taking damage, which would be bad, and lower our chance... Oh, never mind. Decisions made for us. So we won't have a reroll available for a deal with the devil. But we will have a a crack at it here, as long as we don't take damage against our boss. So, you know, even though we could look for a secret room with this bomb, we might be better off using it against the boss to give us a better chance of not taking damage. But to be honest with you, I think I'm just gonna fight Pin the old-fashioned way, like this. I don't really have a good track record with actually hitting Pin with a bomb, so I'm just gonna kind of hang back here. Hope the Pin damages itself. That one, I really thought that would have happened there. Maybe they've patched it in Community Remix so Pin can't actually hurt itself. Which would be a disappointment for me, because that was like my favorite thing about the Pin boss fight, is that it could, you know, make my life easier by actually hurting itself, but that's okay. Oh, that was very close. But we did it. We got Jesus Juice. We got to deal with the devil. Let's see what we're gonna, you know, possibly obtain here. We are gonna take Mom's Knife. People are gonna be mad about that. It's Community Remix. Why you take the overpowered items that are in, you know, regular? Well, okay, I'll tell you why. I want to win. And also, Mom's Knife doesn't really ruin that many synergies. Like, what does it ruin? Ruins Brimstone. Ruins, like, Epic Fetus. It depends what you pick up first, I guess. That's not our secret room, so that sucks. Yeah, so I don't feel like Mom's Knife is a bad pickup here. This is basically just hedging our bets to see if we're not, you know, going to pick up something else in the future. So Mom's Knife, I'm excited about. I would replace it with Donkey's Jawbone if we could get Donkey's Jawbone, which we almost certainly will not, but, you know, just to keep the Community Remix vibe going. We have a reroll that we are going to use on this range upgrade, because at this point, those range upgrades not really worth a whole heck of a lot for us. But the bean, also pretty bad, although this is the new version of Spider Mod, which means that the bean would charge kind of like Blue Candle. It's still not as good as Blue Candle, because you've got to get much closer, and I think it does less damage, even though there is the DOT from the poison damage. But that being said, bean, certainly, it's actually become viable as a result of that buff, I think. If you have no other options. If you have other options, not that useful. But if you have no other options, you can maybe do something with it. Alright, that key is definitely going to be used for us to go to our second item room, unless we end up encountering a decent supply of money. I'm still trying to keep things going here, red heart-wise, just so that I don't ruin my deal with the devil chances. I would very much... Oh, careful. Careful. I would very much like to... get another deal with the devil for an ability to fly. It's shaping up to be a pretty traditionally run right here. Or traditional run. I don't know why I said traditionally. Should go reroll the bean, but I left it because I was in the middle of figuring out why I'm so bad at grammar, and that's okay. Counterfeit Penny, I think that's worth more than a speed upgrade this early in the game. Maybe gives us a great chance to get enough money to make shops worthwhile. This floor has gone very well so far. Reroll the bean. It becomes the Luckfoot, which has been showing up a lot lately, and you know what? That's a-okay by me. I think the Luckfoot is one of the best items in the game, and I say that very lightly. I say that to a lot of items, but I think Luckfoot, it's one of the best indirect run improvements in the game. Let's put it that way. It's not a... Oh, that was such dumb damage. It's not a damage upgrade. It's not a tears upgrade or an HP upgrade, but it can give you a lot of each of those. I think it's very nice. Thought I might as well look for a secret room there. Let's go far left and see what's going on here. Not really that special thus far. Keeper's annoying, but apart from that, not really that big of a deal. How did I kill the one behind, but not the one in front? That's very weird. Please work. Yeah, I thought I'd botched that one drastically there, but that's okay. Now, if I could just kill this one before it shoots, there we go. Now we've got a much easier path here. Just gotta kill this one and hope this guy doesn't fire. Oh, okay, a little close. Still a pretty good chance to get a deal with the devil, assuming we don't take red heart damage against our second boss, or maybe either boss. I'm not totally sure how it works out, but there's our boss rooms. This room sucks. But if we got so lucky getting those guys to be in, like, a line with one another. Okay, not, you know, the Japanese voice and text messaging app that is currently taking the world by storm. No, no, no. Line in the traditional use of the word. You know, a vector between 2 points, if you will. Now, just be cool here. No reason to step on that creep. Step on the crack, break your mother's back. Step on the creep. That's gonna make you go eep. Are we gonna be fighting Peep? No, it's the Fallen. Sadly, we did recently get rid of the Goat Hoof. It's only sad because it would be so useful to have for this fight, you know. If I'd known that we would have a boss that would chase... That was such bad damage. If I'd known that we'd have a boss that would chase us down, I would have kept it. Man, there's so much cat fur here. Nail's pretty good, but we'll re-roll it again probably later, but I'm thankful to have the Spirit Heart. Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. There's no way of knowing that we were going to fight the Fallen there, and the Counterfeit Penny is actually substantially better for us in almost all situations, I think. But, a little bit of a slight disappointment there, I suppose. Let's put a bomb down here. More money the better, so I'm excited about the possibilities of this treasure chest. Yeah, that gave us 3 cents, but technically we got 4 out of it, not to mention the extra key. Nothing special going on in here. I wonder if, did we bring more than 5 cents down here? I think we only brought 3 cents, so I really doubt that there's an arcade. There we go. But that boss trap room is tempting nonetheless. We're gonna have another reroll coming soon. That's a great chain reaction. And an Eternal Heart, which I don't want to pick up yet, because I may end up hurting myself to get into this boss trap room, but it's pretty good that has showed up. We'll reroll our Fallen item, and at some point the Fallen items can become not Devil items, I think, but that maybe is just on XL floors where you fight the Fallen first. I'm not totally sure about that, but I seem to remember it happening. But, okay, we get Guppy's Head. Guppy's Head, I mean, we should generate flies for ourselves, but it's quite honestly not worth the time to go back and, you know, do that right now. Guppy's Head is an item that is good because of its potential. Let's put it that way. If we can get more Guppy items, then I'll be super thrilled to have had Guppy's Head. We might cite Guppy's Head as one of the most important moments on this run. If I don't get any more Guppy items, then Guppy's Head is, you know, more or less pretty much worthless. Now, come on down. Thank you. More keys equals better runs. That sounds like I work for, like not an enema, but perhaps a laxative company. Which I may in my off time, you would never know, right? What do we have going on over here? A golden poop, which really excites me, seeing as I have Counterfeit Penny, and that, if I had to guess, is pretty much all all but guarantee us a trip to the shop, where we may indeed fight greed, but hopefully we don't. 18 cents. Probably use a bomb to get a key, even though we're lower on bombs than keys. Mom's Eye is pretty bad, but I figured we would take it because I'm an idiot. But also, we have so many other things to reroll. I kind of just want to finish the floor. And we did. Okay, so we don't even have another reroll. Oh, that's disappointing. But we could get another reroll by going into this boss trap room, or possibly just by fighting greed in the greed, or the shop here. Not necessarily the greed room. Could be the greed room, though. Let's see. And I think it's worth it to go to that boss trap room, you know, take damage, go to the boss trap room, maybe get more HP, which would be awesome, or more anything, but mostly get the reroll that we can use on the Fallen item to get another deal with the devil. And, yeah, well, we're going to buy the compass, of course. What this does mean is that we're going to end up hurting ourselves enough to get into that, that boss room. Boss trap room, sorry. You know what? Blow me up. Fine by me. And we need to go down to 1 heart, which I think is acceptable to do it like this. Just let some time tick by. Let some time tick by. There we go. We may actually pick up that half Eternal Heart, half Spirit Heart before we go into this room, and the reason for that is, you know, the Spirit Heart will protect us a little bit against dying. It's a bit of a risk, but, you know, if we don't do it, there's a chance that we might die in the process as well. So it's a bit of a crapshoot either way. So I think we're going to take it and just try not to get hit twice now. And maybe there's HP in here and I'll feel better. Yeah, there's HP in here, so we're definitely not going to die. But we may end up losing this Eternal Heart. I probably shouldn't have stood there. That could have been really bad, but we, careful. We are gonna get out of here just fine, and we'll have another reroll, so this is possibly like the best of all possible worlds here. If we could get that HP and then reroll into, I hope, just a passive ability to fly, which would allow us to also open this golden chest. I'm not gonna worry about looking for the secret room with only 1 bomb. But let's see what we reroll our Fallen item into for like the 6th time in a row here. What do we get? Rage. It's acceptable, but not super good. But it's down to the next floor anyway. Necropolis 1. I would not mind fighting this boss right away. I am still very much interested in getting some deal with the devil items. Last floor didn't do much other than whet my appetite by giving me like 4 or 5 of the, you know, not the most amazing deal with the devil items that we could possibly hope to come across. And at this point, we have too much HP to really bank on 9 lives. So if 9 lives shows up, I would probably say, you know, thanks but no thanks. T-Hanks, but no T-Hanks. Oh, careful. And just an easy shot here. Nothing to do with that penny. Monster Manuel is a garbage item, and we're going to do what we do with garbage items. Throw them in the trash and get the relic, which is substantially better. Now, this is not really a very community remixy run right now, but this is a run where I'm very excited about our long-term prospects. I mean, it's shaping up pretty nicely, as you can probably tell. Blood Bank is great, especially if we end up getting Nun's Habit or something like that. I doubt we will, but it's possible. And our rerolls line up exactly perfectly right here. Already like 90% of the way through this boss fight, and some extra HP backing us up. What do we get? HP plus the devil fight. No Krampus, please. You know what? This is going to be one of those rare times when I'm going to reroll Lump of Coal. We've seen so many deal with the devil items. I'm starting to think like we've got to be getting pretty close to the end here. And beyond that, I don't know if Lump of Coal affects Mom's Knife that much. Oh, sweet. So we at least got a community remixy type item there, which is great. So we're going to gamble a little bit here. I would really like to get that HP upgrade right off the bat, but mostly I'm just trying to get the 15 cents as soon as possible. And there we go. That way when we go down to the shop down here, we're pretty much ready to make it work. So Relic and Blood Oath are sweet items for us here. I really think that I've said this in a lot of videos, but Blood Oath is probably my favorite remix item so far. Ludovico Technique has some cool synergies and can be a lot of fun, and it is the item in the game that most changes the way that you play. But I think that Blood Oath is my favorite item from like a fitting into the regular Isaac kind of like structure and canon. That was a bad bomb, but it worked. Probably pretty close to not working, but it worked. Alright, so we know that there is greed in that secret room, which, to be honest with you, I'm totally for the idea of fighting greed right now. Only having one bomb sucks. Fishhead is not nearly as good as Counterfeit Penny, even though we're getting close to the point where money is not going to be worth anything for us. Don't turn around and shoot at me, please. Oh, it was a little close. You can create some assholes if you want to. I mean, this is my base damage right here, but with Rage, I'm gonna be packing quite a punch. There we go. It worked. I was hoping we'd actually get the Steam sale. So we'll re-roll that, and we get Donkey's Jawbone. A promise is a promise is a promise. I wonder if that gave us extra damage. Is it because it didn't give us Donkey's Jawbone? But I wonder if it gave us like the damage buff that Donkey's Jawbone gives. If so, that would make it really good. Oh, we have no bombs, so we can't do that. That's okay. Coming through here. Come to my window, as Melissa Etheridge might say. And we're going to check out our curse room, even though I don't have a reroll. This could be a dumb decision. It's not a dumb decision, because we're going to pick up Guppy's Tail. We could have rerolled that into another Deal with the Devil item, but we're so close to becoming Guppy. How can I, look that gift horse in the mouth, if you will? Taking some very dumb damage on this floor. I'm not necessarily thrilled with my performance, but getting these Spirit Hearts back feels pretty good. Wish there were more Red Hearts available on this floor, because I'm very much interested in the possibility of playing that Blood Bank some more. But anyway, let's see if second secret room bomb setup works for us here. Well, 50-50 at least. We are the champions, my friends. We'll keep on fighting till the end. I am not happy with this room right now. Just keep at least half of the Spirit Hearts so that... Well, there it goes. I was going to say keep it so that I could feel a little bit more safe about gambling on the Blood Bank, but it's a bad idea now. I think we say, sucks to your ass, Mar Blood Bank, and we just try to stay alive here. Necropolis is working me over a little bit. I need the range advantage. Matchstick, I should say, is okay. And... if we don't buy anything on this floor, that'll mean we have a lot of money. Let's see what this does. Hey, nice. If we don't buy anything on this floor, that means we'll have a lot of money. So I will probably end up taking the matchstick because we won't need money. But I am going to buy this mostly for the Spirit Heart, but then also to re-roll it into something better, hopefully. We'll take it because why not, right? But this means we'll stick with Counterfeit Penny because we might need just a little bit more money to make our next shop worthwhile. Matchstick is going to be a lot better long-term, though, so maybe we got to start thinking about our long-term consequences. We'll probably be able to get to 15 cents regardless. I found pills, not the best one for us, obviously. A decent floor. We're going to roll with Matchstick here. We should be able to get a good amount of money just by gambling on this Blood Bank, which we should keep Counterfeit Penny for now, but it's not that big of a deal. So, we're gonna gamble on this Blood Bank. We have 4 Spirit Hearts backing us up, which I think is safe. to go all the way down here. We don't have any red hearts backing us up, like to pick up elsewhere on this floor, which is stupid, but that's okay. If we can just get back to like 11 cents, which we totally mathematically can, that's fine. Was maybe hoping that we'd get to 15, but we're close enough to feel confident that we'll get there on the next floor. Please, Depths Part 2, Necropolis. All right. Well, it's we're in a bit of a tricky spot. It's not bad, it's just tricky. Until I can get back to full HP, at least. That helps. That key doesn't hurt. Remember, we have Guppy's tail, so the more keys we get, the better off we're going to be. Statistically speaking, at least, we could end up just getting totally shitty items, but let's hope that doesn't happen too often. Our last item room contains the shears. That's pretty not good. Reroll that into Brother Bobby, which is also pretty not good. But our shop is right over here, and another opportunity to use some red hearts. No secret room, but an interesting setup here regardless. Nun's Habit is beautiful for us, so if we can just get red hearts now, we can generate basically as many rerolls as we could possibly imagine. As many rerolls as we could possibly need. Call me crazy, I think Mom's knife should cut up those spider webs. You know, like the machete does in oh, jeez. Like the machete does in Spelunky. Just get annoyed walking over them. Considering our situation, I think we should totally use as many rerolls as we can possibly get our hands on. So let's go back here to Demon Judgment and possibly a Deal with the Devil item from him. But first things first. Oh, wow, that was fast. So that would turn us into Guppy. Are we going to go down that road? There's no arcade on this floor, so I don't think the D20 is that good. We have so much HP. We do have the relic. I think we go through with it. Who doesn't like a Guppy Mom's knife run? I mean, those are pretty polarizing items, so there's probably a lot of people out there that are like, I don't, but that's fine. Now we can fly, so we've solved that, and all we gave up was 5 HP in the process. No big deal, right? Kind of a big deal, maybe. That blood bank is actually good. It sucks that I got rid of the D20, but it's good because it gives us more rerolls if we get more red hearts. Rerolls for red hearts, my favorite scene core band from the mid-2000s, of course. No red hearts yet, but that's okay. This is totally not the way to get to the boss room, surprising me. Seriously? That's maybe the first time we've ever taken out that room while leaving the TNT barrel completely intact. Usually I'll blow it up in my own face. Not that time, though. Okay. Let's... I mean, I think we're fine. Especially with the relic, it would be a little bit disingenuous to say that this is a difficult run. Because we have... Although we have low HP, we have crazy good damage. And good defense. Let's see if we got anything incredible in here. Well, let's put it this way. We can't be that concerned about our HP if I'm still going to curse rooms, right? The only thing that gives me a little bit of pause is the fact that our HP is so low. And maybe I'm being a little bit overconfident for the amount of damage we're outputting, but I think we're pretty good here. And now we can pretty much guilt-free steal deals with the devil if we want to. So this guy, your ideal payout would be, you know, probably some more HP, but also... Oh, you're going to take bombs now? Also, some red hearts as well. And there we go. That's fantastic that that worked out for us. So, we will come back here and play this blood bank, and obviously the ideal payout is, you know, not money necessarily, but more red hearts in the form of the blood bag. But also, if it pays out with as many rerolls as is likely for us to get, that's good too. 5 extra bombs, compensating somewhat for the, like, 2 we gave away. So I don't feel very badly about that. We have a penny to pick up down here. Penny for your thoughts, a quarter for your call, and all of your mama's love. Everyone around the world knows the Wilkinsons, right? Probably not. They probably know somebody named the Wilkinsons. That's okay. I found pills. 2 of them, huh? That's probably overkill. Let's move along a little bit here. I don't love our position right now, but I like it. Now, we have balls of steel. That's fantastic. I'm very excited about that. As you can tell by the tone of my voice, but I wish I'd gone to that library a little bit earlier, I guess, but it's not that big of a deal. Mostly, I just want this item room to actually pay out with something a little bit more useful so I can start re-rolling other things, and that works out fantastically for us there. So we're going to now, well, we've already gotten so much HP back. I feel much better about being Guppy now, but we're going to go into this library, re-roll the crap out of it, maybe get a blood bag payout, maybe not, who knows. Just hang out over here for now. and see if we can't make something incredible happen. First things first, I mean, you know, Book of Despair is an item that I wish I could, like, focus a run around it, but I haven't really found a good opportunity to do that yet. I can't reroll those yet, okay. In my opinion, we might as well finish all the way up to the boss, but not the boss, just so we kind of have a feel for how this floor looks, and then we'll be done with it. So we got one more room that'll give us a natural reroll, you know, an in the wild reroll. More red hearts and more spirit hearts makes me feel better about that as well. And if we can just get the precedent for the double item room here, that would be awesome. So, reroll these. Telepathy for Dummies is pretty bad. We've also had some other books show up, haven't we, on this run? Like, this is not just, like, a really unfortunate reroll for me that only gave me one new book. Most frustrating thing here is just the backtracking, but we can afford to do it. We're not super slow. We're certainly not super fast jellyfish either, but let's check this out. Secret room? Yeah? Okay, lucky me. 3 more cents. Not really very useful at all, but you never know if maybe at some point in the future that ends up becoming extremely important for me. I don't know, okay? We're gonna go down, down, baby. Low Street in my Range Rover, boom, boom, baby. Ready to let it go. I still don't know what Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Puff means, Nelly. If you could talk to somebody about that and maybe get to my translator, that would be awesome. Maybe it just sounds good. I think it's funny that in, like, rap and hip-hop music, people will be like, shimmy shimmy Cocoa Puff, what does that even mean? But then, you know, sometimes Shakespeare will go off in some esoteric wordplay, and people are like, oh, that's, what an inventive wordsmith. I'm not necessarily intending to compare Nelly to Shakespeare, okay? All I'm saying is that makes you think a little bit, maybe. Let's come down into the library again. If we can at least set the precedent for a double item room, even if we don't get anything truly spectacular, that would be fine. So we are going to be able to do that. We're going to go as far right here as we can. Pick up, well, yeah, that is actually as far right as we can. It's Ted Nugent levels. We're going to pick up that red heart, and that'll give us one last reroll that we can use on Shoop da Whoop. Shoop da Whoop is not awful, but it's also not something that we necessarily want to take with us when we have a D6 that's already been augmented by Yumheart, or, sorry, Nun Savage. Very different items with very different effects. So this is going to be our last play on this blood bank. I thought maybe we'd get super lucky. Instead, we're going to blow it up. Take what little red heart it gives us back, and that's our time to shine now. We've gotten everything we could possibly milk out of this floor except for the second secret room. Let's see what we can get from our boss, and yeah, I can't really complain about becoming Guppy and also getting some HP back to compensate us for that little that we invested. It wasn't a little, we actually invested kind of a lot. We could hurt ourselves some more to get more rerolls on the feather, but I think it's kind of a waste of everything. So, instead, we'll just go fight our boss, shall we? It's gonna be Mom. Wasn't expecting that one, of course. Just be safe here. We should be, yeah, that was the quickest we've ever done that fight, basically. And you know what? I don't think there's any negative to taking the magic 8-ball when you have Mom's knife. We have a 2 of hearts. Hey, we'll pop that right away. Look, we're back to full health. Could have saved it for later, but I don't think there's any reason to save it for later when we already have a pretty good setup to get us back to 100% full health. Flies are nuts right now. Our fly game is off the charts. Just gotta be a little bit concerned because our HP, you know, we're like a pensioner right now. We're on a fixed budget, fixed income, I should say. I don't want to open that. We're on a fixed income, so we can't really afford to get overly aggressive with dodges and stuff like that and, you know, play very, very fast and loose. We need to be much more defensive, much more considered and calm, not opening golden chests either. We've already had less than 3, I think, so yeah, I wasn't expecting too much out of that, but we went through it so quickly that I'm not that disappointed with it either. Now, these guys, I should just be able to let them walk into me, and that'll generate flies, and the flies that get generated can take care of the doppelganger. Pretty much exactly how that shit went down. They're never gonna pop up unless I, yeah, that was dumb of me. Unless I pop them up like that. And we should have a very good chance to get a deal with the devil here. A very, very good chance, considering how many spirit arts we've got protecting us and how many we continue to accrue. Alright, Daddy Longlegs, I kind of hate you, mostly for the spiders, but also for the feet. But you're dead, and that's not a problem anymore. Deal with the devil has items that I don't necessarily love. Sulfur's not very good. The mark is pretty good, though. So Pageant Boy is garbage, but I'm gonna take it, I guess, just so it doesn't show up. I know we could backtrack and get more rerolls to use on Pageant Boy, but you know, one more HP upgrade or one more tiers upgrade or something like that is not very likely to make a huge difference at this point in our Isaac run. That was some terrible damage. Let's see what we've got going on in here. More meat? Now I'm gonna eat my words, because, you know, earlier I was like, I don't really think 1 HP is gonna make a big difference for us, and now here I am like, ooh, 1 HP. That's okay, though. Look at how quickly we're steamrolling these enemies here. Now, the arcade is meaningless to me. The curse room is not worth the money, or not worth the HP, I should say. And I'm expecting that this is probably going to be one of the easiest Mom's Heart fights we've ever had. We have a decent supply of bombs. I can't remember. They are poison bombs, right? Because we got that in this. I'll go back and get that spirit heart. Never fear. We did get poison bombs, if I remember correctly, from the library that I turned into a double item room. So, let's just blow this guy's doors off, and very quick path to the boss as well. Alright, so this is the slow part. Now, things start to move very, very quickly. Flies, do my bidding, please. Wow, that was probably the worst Mom's Knife I've ever done. To actually miss at point-blank range with Mom's Knife is pretty spectacular. And this fight is over, man. Just gotta hang out for a second. Even got a half spirit heart. We're playing Community Remix, gotta remind myself that, so we might as well go down and fight Satan, because it's a more fun fight, all things considered, at least in my opinion. And I really don't see how this one goes wrong now. There's an HP upgrade and Balls of Steel. Somebody up there likes me. Really thought that I would get a free Tinted Rock there, but can't always get what you want, I suppose. Just be a little cautious here. Don't let the bombs explode in your face is probably like, you know, being cautious 101. And, okay, well, could have played way more defensively. That would have been a much smarter idea there, but that's okay. We've still got so many Spirit Hearts backing us up. We have like a huge backlog of Spirit Hearts that aren't even on the screen right now. Be cool here. Be cool. That was not being cool. That was a way too aggressive play, but it should be totally fine. Kill you. I can't believe we haven't gotten any more keys. That's a bit of a disappointment for me as somebody who's about to be heading down to the chest and probably should have no reason not to be opening all those items. Let's put this down and get ready for a shot. My mom's knife shot the tears away, or shot the bomb away. It's like a weird concept for a song or something like that. Mommy's knife sent the tears away. It's about, like, you know, I don't know, self-harm or something like that. Now, very easy so far. Our damage is through the GD roof. I'm actually going to be aggressive here, because my thinking is the faster we kill those feet, the less bomb flies we have to deal with. So, good stuff. 2 keys is disappointing, but health up. Can't really complain too much about that. We've had a crazy good luck with our pills so far. So this is Box of Wires. I still don't know what Box of Wires actually does, and with Mom's Knife, it may have no synergy whatsoever. I thought it gave you like kind of like an electrical zap when you hit an enemy. Abel is pretty terrible as well. Like, I thought it did quote-unquote electrical damage, which probably means nothing. It's probably just some kind of extra damage, but yeah, see, like, it turns enemies yellow, but I haven't really been able to get a good use of it yet. Hopefully that changes at some point in the future. I mean, that's a very Community Remixy type thing going on. Maybe I should, I've just thought about this. I know we have HP, or sorry, I know we have a reroll that we could use, by the way, but I'm getting distracted here, so forgive me. Maybe we should stop picking up HP because we have Blood Oath, right? It's lowering my damage. Oh well. That's fine. Maybe we've actually saved ourselves some trouble by getting this key before we rerolled, but this is going to be our last reroll, and this run is going to go down in the books as, let's be honest, probably a pretty darn easy one. These are terrible items. Well, Skinny-Eyed Mushroom for the most part is okay, but not in our current situation. So there's a damage upgrade in the form of It Hurts, and what tarot card are we going to be bringing into our boss fight? The Lovers. Theoretically useful. In practice, probably not that important, but that's okay. So, we have 2 rooms left before the boss. If we get hit, we'll have more rerolls, but... Oh, no, we won't. We'll have more tarot cards because I got rid of our D6 already. Time will tell whether that proves to be a smart decision or a god-awful decision, but Mr. Mega is a pretty sweet item, so I'm not worried too much about rerolls right now. Double Monstro 2. This is a bit of a moment of truth because this room is historically pretty awful for me. That was very easy. Couple of pills. I'm not going to take that health upgrade. It lowers my damage. I finally learned my lesson. Tears up and range down. I guess that's a positive. Maybe not so much with Mom's knife, but that's okay. Oh, look at this. This damage is just nuts. Yeah, that was some of the highest damage I've ever had, actually. I wonder, I guess Blood Oath still worked out for us pretty well in spite of the fact that we picked up HP. But in any case, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.